Hey, it's David Breeze Flippers. Middle of the week, got some sales. It's not a bad thing. So quite happy with it actually. Had a great day Monday and Tuesday, and sales kind of starting out pretty good today. So we'll talk a little bit about what sold. I want to take a minute and talk a little bit about the upcoming postal fee increases. I want to get your opinion, see what you guys think. Not sure that I'm too worried about it, but it'd be interesting to kind of look at it and kind of go over the numbers. I had a couple other things I maybe want to talk about. I have got an interesting return on an item that basically shipped the same day, so I don't really know how that's going to work, but hey, we'll talk about that and anything else that comes to mind, so let's get into it.
Find it, flip it, ship it, wear Breeze Flippers, keep it moving. Find it, flip it, ship it, repeat. Breeze Flippers, we can't
Well, like I said, sales kind of picked up. Not too bad. Really happy about a couple things that sold. Interestingly enough, the stuff that sold, 1, 2, 3 of these items were basically just listed. They were brand new items that we just picked up. But the rest of these items out of the total 11, so that would be what, 8? Math. That would be items that have been in the inventory for a little while. So not too bad and very interesting. A lot of different sales this week, and actually a few hat sales or a couple hat sales, which has been great to see hats kind of picking up again because it had slowed down quite a bit. So we'll kind of take a look real quick at what sold. I'll pop these up on the screen, and then we'll take a few minutes at the end of this and talk a little bit about the postal rates increasing. And I have to tell you an interesting story. It's not resale related, but I just want to tell it. So we'll talk about that here real quick too. But first thing that sold was it was actually a collector's car. It was a Matt Kenseth number 17 Diecast cars, new Bear Alka-Seltzer plus Aleve car. So anyway, I have a lot of these and I picked them up, and I usually pick them up for very, very little. This one, matter of fact, I know I picked up at a garage sale with a bunch of other cars. I didn't pay anything for it. I have $1 on it, but I know darn well that I paid much less than that. I actually ended up selling it for $9 and got free shipping out of it. However, like I said, I don't have much into these. Sold another men's magazine. This was 2001 with Anna Nicole Smith on the front, and interview, I think, with Vince McMahon. So again, sales have slowed a little bit on these. I'm going to have to think of something else. This one did get $3.03 though, and $7.99 shipping. But, you know, I mean, they're not hard to ship. They're not hard to get, but I need the space. So I want to try and figure out a way to sell it. Now, this was my big sale this week. I was very excited about this. And I haven't put out the video yet, the picking video. I have a picking video that I did with Kevin and Kevin Commonwealth Picker and Mike Death Pile Picker. So I'm going to have to get those videos out. But I did pick this up during that sale, which was a flea across Florida. It's a Tomy AFX Super G Plus Challenge HO slot car track set with cars, and it works. So when I say it works, these things are really old, and the tracks get a little bit of a grime on them after they sit for a while. When I tested it, the car would kind of go around, but it was like sputtery. So really what needs to happen is the contacts have to all be cleaned. The tires might have to be changed. The track needs to be wiped down and cleaned. Maybe sometimes a little bit of like an emery paper or like a steel wool over the track to kind of take the grime off, because that creates friction on the car. So I did note that and said, hey, it needs to be reconditioned. And I mean, it's vintage. So this thing is really old. I want to say it was the 80s. It was very, very old. However, it was complete, missing one piece of track, and that was it. So you don't find this very often. I paid a whopping $5 for it. Sold it for $118.99, and I got $29.99 shipping. And let me tell you, that $29.99 shipping, it took every bit of me to do that shipping. They don't make a box that's 30 inches long, 18 inches wide, and 6 inches deep. Okay, so I had to Frankenbox something. Once I did it, now I did get a box stretcher from Grams and Pops Vintage. So if you know who they are, you go on their site and follow them, Grams and Pop Vintage. I think it's gramsandpopsvintage.com, I think. But I bought a box stretcher from them. It worked perfectly. So basically it's the same thing as a box resizer, which makes boxes smaller. This one, you kind of use it to actually stretch a box and create a new edge. So I did that, created a whole new box for this thing and taped it all down, but it still looked like crap. So I took a big industrial plastic bag, pulled over it, folded the corners, taped it really good, and put that in there as well. Plus there's some bubble wrap around the thing itself. It's in styrofoam. I don't even think UPS can break it, but fingers crossed, guys, that it makes it there. But $118.99 and $29.99 shipping, and it was a better part of an hour to get that thing shipped. And I had to have my wife help too, because she was like, she had to hold the corners and make it nice. But hey, it got out. So, and it actually ended up costing right at about $20 to ship. So not too bad. This one's from the next one was from a sale that was just recently this year. I think it was just in August that we picked these up. I picked up 3 vintage lightsabers that are made by, I want to say I'm not even sure who they're made by. But anyway, I have to look at the picture and see. I think they're made by, I don't know, maybe I don't know who they're made by. Hold on a second. They're like Hasbro. I'm pretty sure it's Hasbro. And they were just, vintage lightsabers sold at, I think Walmart or Kmart. I think it had a weird tag on it, but I picked them all up. I was at a garage sale. Matter of fact, I think I posted that buy, but I was at a garage sale and I want to say he had like $5 on each one, and I offered 12 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I got them for, but I got them for very, very little. Anyway, and matter of fact, I got them for $4 each, so I did get them for $12. So I think he wanted 15 for them or something. But ended up selling that one for $39.99, and I'm pretty sure I got $9.99 shipping. Those are 6 inches wide, so they fit in a good size 6x6 box. So basically a 6x6 by, I don't know, they're about 18, 20 inches. I think it was about 20 inches long. So it took a good size box, but I have a bunch of those long ones for like golf clubs and stuff. So just cut those down and put that in there. It shipped fine. So I was pretty happy with that one actually. Let's see. The next one that went out was so this one's been in my inventory since March of this year. We were at a garage sale in Augusta, Georgia, and I bought pretty much this guy's entire collection, almost a bunch of pops and a bunch of games and different things. There was a huge collection of stuff, and I think I ended up at about $375 for the whole collection. But in this collection was actually 2 pop figures, Funkos, that were signed. This one was signed by Jay Goad, and he's also known as Philip Bartlett, and he does the Me Too. I don't know who that is. Me Too character. So he is the voice of Me Too, and this is a Funko Pop Me Too number 581. So this was signed on the front and the back and the side. Now it was not verified, but the person that I bought it from, I'm fairly confident that they had it signed. They were geeky collectors like some of us are, but I had this one listed for a while at like $99. I dropped the price on it. It ended up selling at $72.24. It went out with free shipping, but again, a little bit of bubble wrap that thing up and sent it off. It was perfect. So kind of happy to see that go. I still have one more signed pop, but this one is signed and actually certified by one of the certification companies. I forget which one, but it's up there as well. So I keep it up on my shelf. So it's still on display for me. So never really hurry if it doesn't sell. If it sells, it's a nice piece up there. So we're fine with it. Sold a hat. So this one was a 47 brand New York Knicks hat, strap back, black, kind of has a camo brim underneath, but it's like a multicolored orange. It was a really cool hat. Very, very good shape, to be honest with you. And I picked these up in Tallahassee, or Tuscaloosa, I'm sorry, not Tallahassee, Tuscaloosa, at a big kind of a flea market thing that just pops up on all these storage units. And so this lady was sitting in the back, and I didn't even see her back there. And my daughter and wife went back and said, hey, you got to come over and see these hats. I was like, okay. Ended up getting about 15 hats for $2 a piece. These were all like really good hats, flat bills, really nice. Picked up this one. Is actually, like I said, every one of these have been really good shape. $16.99 is what I sold it for, and we get $4.99 shipping for our hats. Next, we sold, let's see, an Enesco Disney Showcase 7-inch Haunted Mansion chalice goblet, wine glass, decorative thing. So anyway, so my wife, I might have said this before, huge Haunted Mansion fan, huge. Every time we go to Disney, which, we haven't been in a while, but every time we go to Disney, we ride that ride 5 times at least. We go in line, get back in line, go back around, get back in line, go back in line. It's just kind of crazy. And then we go back the next day and ride it again. So she loves that ride. She's been on the one here in Orlando and the one in California. So our house is the Haunted Mansion, literally. I have to take you on a tour sometime and show you all the haunted stuff. And this is Halloween now, so she's amped it up. So it's decorated for Halloween year round, but during Halloween, it's really Halloween. So anyway, I let her do her thing. I love it. It's cool. I mean, I have the comic room, right? So this is my room, and I make it look pretty goofy with all the comics and different things I have, and all my Harley Quinns, which I love Harley Quinn. She's one of my favorite, and Lady Death. So I have those in here, so I can't complain. But anyway, we ended up getting $29.87 for that, and I think we got $8.99 shipping. The whole thing with that is that I bought 4 of these, and I bought them directly from Inesco. So my wife has a wholesale account with them. So sometimes if I see something that I think has got good value and I can get that for a decent amount, I'll go ahead and buy them. You know, I'll have her basically buy them and I buy them back. So this one in that case was we bought a whole bunch of stuff from Haunted Mansion, what related. So, but it did finally sell. I did get, like I said, $29.87, and I think $8.99 shipping on it. They're not huge sellers. I've been sitting on these for a while, so I think since last year. So we did give away one as a gift, and of course she has one, and I got one left. So we'll see. I don't know. It's like I said, they just sit there for a while. Next, we did sell another lithograph, and I think we might have talked about one last week that we sold. Yeah. We sold one, and it's kind of funny because last week we sold the other Tarzan one. So this one is actually Disney Store Tarzan limited edition lithograph with the envelope and everything. Like I said, we don't have any money in these because they were all basically throwaways. I mean, at some point the Disney Store would just say, hey, take them if you want them, or throw them away. And she used to throw away tons of them, but then she would bring some home too. I mean, she didn't bring home 10 of them. I wish at that time we'd have said, just bring them all home and we'll stack them up, and, you know, what are we going to do with them? So she would bring home one and give one to all the employees, you know, so that they all had one, and toss away the rest. So all those beautiful lithographs, they just tossed them, and there's not much you can do. But we had a bunch. I mean, we had at one point probably 30 or 40 of them, so we've sold a bunch. But this one sold for $8.24. We get $6.99 shipping. Probably got to up the shipping on that a little bit. The past few times I've shipped some, they've come back kind of dinged. They're so big, they're hard to ship. So I got to figure out a better way to ship them, and I'll probably work on that. But I ended up shipping these in a Gemini mailer, and it's the oversized Gemini. And so it costs about $7.15 or 20 cents to ship. And if you count the box, $6.99 doesn't cover it. But again, I got nothing in these, so really not losing much. The next thing it sold, this one I just picked up 2-3 weeks ago. This is a set of DVDs, Yu Yu Hakusho Ghost Files complete DVD set, seasons 1 through 4. This is a anime, basically a fighting anime. So never saw it before in my life, but seems to be fairly popular. Had a lot of people watching this, and ended up selling it for $40.99. I think we're getting $6.99 shipping, because it is heavy, but it'll go out media mail. So like I said, this one just got listed the 18th of September. So that tells you how fast it went. So it's great. Not to be outdone, we did sell another hat. This is just a New York hat, nothing special. New York embroidered. I mean, it's a nice looking hat. It's a denim. It's well broke in, fairly clean, to be honest with you. Just a hat. Sold it for $9.74 though, and got $4.99 shipping. Last but definitely not least, and I'm sure we'll probably get some more of these at some point. This is a 2025 Masters Tournament Cup Cooler, yellow-green. So you buy these at the tournament for $5, but to get to the tournament, to get into the tournament, to do all that stuff, it's a lot. It's a lot to get in there. It's a lot to do. And sometimes they'll limit you on how many you can buy of these. But I ended up getting some of these. I had a bunch of these, and just because I liked them, I wanted one for myself, obviously, but I ended up getting some more. And I still have 5 available, but this one sold for $24.99. It will go out free shipping, because these are easy to ship. Just drop them in a 9x7 padded envelope, and boom, you're done. So that's what's going out this week. And like I said, a little over almost $500 so far. So better than we were last week if we look at the 7-day average. So not going to complain about that. Very, very happy. I think we're going to see a good week. I have sent out 5 offers, and I've had at least 5 offers for the Scotty Cameron putter. So I think we're close. The last one was $335, and I said a minimum I want is $350. I think that's being fair. I got to ask you guys, what do you think? I mean, it is a Scotty Cameron putter. It has a almost new head cover. The putter itself, the grip and everything, looks like it's not been used. I can't see any scratches on the putter. So I know those things are $600-700 new in some cases. And this one is the black one, which is, I think, a little more popular than the silver one. So I don't know. I've seen them listed for $400 to $500. I've seen them also sell for about $250. So I've got $100 invested in it. I think $350 is a fair price, because by the time you pay all the fees, which you just figure 18-20%, I'm already down to, you know, $200 something on it. So I feel like that's a good thing, and I don't think that's a bad way to start it. So as I'm looking at sales for the quarter, we're actually up 41% over last year this time. So quite happy with that. Up in the number of sales, we're up in the dollar amount per item. So and even up in the total number of buyers by 23%. So this quarter has been kicking right along. You know, like I said, the second quarter was a little rough. It started out the third quarter not great, but we kind of picked it up at the end. So I'm excited about how fourth quarter is going to look. I think we might hit our mark. I'm hoping, you know, like I said, we want to exceed 30,000. We'll see how close we are. I mean, we're at, yeah, I think we might do it. I mean, we're almost at 20,000 now. So 10,000 in the fourth quarter is not impossible. So kind of hoping that's where we go. But, you know, overall for the whole year, we're down 17.2% in new buyers and down in the number of quantities sold at 18% down. So, but 32% up on our average sale price. So I think there's a lot of good things you can see out of this, but this has been kind of a topsy-turvy year. And there's no doubt in my mind that, you know, it's some of it's economy related, some of it's just all the other stuff that's going on. And so we'll see what happens. I think things are going to pick up and improve a little bit, and I'm kind of hoping they will. So, but let's talk just a minute though. Now, you know, everybody probably got the email, or if you didn't get an email, you generally do get an email. If you're a part of Pirate Ship, you get an email. Now, I haven't been using Pirate Ship as much because of the new rule by eBay that says that if you want them to protect you for anything item not received, you got to use their shipping. And listen, typically during the year, I think I've had one item not received this year, and eBay covered it because the item actually said it was delivered and the customer said it was never delivered, and the USPS says it was delivered. So, I mean, I'm not saying the customer was lying, but you know, because anything could happen. Somebody could have picked that mail up, threw it in the house, and you never see it, right? And I've done that before. We've had stuff delivered to our house, and I'd swear it was an Amazon thing, and I said it was never delivered. And I'd looked around, and sure enough, it had gotten thrown in something. It was something small. It was thrown in something else, and we did find it, so you feel bad. But that could happen, and these were a small package. It was a Micro Machines cars. So anyway, you know, so you have to use their eBay shipping labels if you want them to protect you. Now, at Christmas, this is a high possibility because there's so many packages being shipped. You could easily lose a package, right? So I would definitely say that we need to keep an eye on that. And you know, if you got to use their packaging, although I still use Pirate Ship for some stuff, I just haven't used it as much lately. There are some times where Pirate Ship's a little bit cheaper than eBay, which drives me nuts, to be honest with you. So, you know what? I think my camera's crooked. Here we go. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that though. USPS said they are raising prices. These will go in place starting October 5th through January 18th. Now, traditionally, at the end of every holiday season, the prices do go up. So it's always seems like that's just normal. They have another price increase coming up. But this one is definitely, it's not that bad, guys. I don't think it's that bad, but I'm curious to hear what you have to say. So I want you to leave some comments about this and tell me what you're going to do to kind of counteract this. But in zones 1 through 4, it's a 30-cent increase for items up to £1. So for me, for hats, that's significant. I'll probably be paying almost $5 for a hat shipment now, where I was getting $4.99 for a hat. But I'm not going to change anything. I think I'm just going to go ahead and ride it out because I'm not selling so many hats. Now, it is going to affect my comic sales. So I'll have to look at that. But all the new stuff that I've been listing, even the newest stuff, I've been listing at $5.99 shipping. So we'll see. But if anything up to 2 pounds, you're going to see a 20-cent increase. Anything 3 to 10 pounds, no change. And if it's over 10 pounds, you get a 75-cent, or over 26 pounds, you're going to get $2.25. So big items, and it might be cheaper to send those UPS anyway. Zones 5 through 8, you're going to get a 35-cent increase for anything up to a pound, and then there's no change for anything up to 2 pounds, and then 3 to 10 pounds. And of course, the 11 to 25 and 26 to 70 pounds do have some increases. The 26 to 70 pounds in zones 5 through 8, it's $5.50. So that one's a little tough. Yeah, if you got a really big item, think hard about how you want to ship that. So, and then zone 9, up to 3 pounds is a 35-cent, 4 to 10 pounds 75 cents, and 11 to 25 pounds $1.25. Anything over 26 pounds is a $5.50 increase. So it's not significant, but it's significant enough, right? Especially if you have or you deal in big items. I don't send anything priority mail anymore or priority mail express, but those are seeing some fairly same increases somewhat, but so it's definitely something to look at and to make sure. But I'm just curious. I mean, leave a comment and tell me what you guys are. You going to adjust your shipping? If you do free shipping, there's really not much you can do about it unless you raise your prices. Now you can raise your prices across the board, 5% or 3% or whatever it is. You can do that in bulk. I know some people might do that, but I'm just curious of what you're going to do. I'm kind of inclined at this point not to do that. As I list new things, I may go to a rate up just to see, especially anything that I'm charging. If I would normally charge $4.99 for it, I may move to the $5.99 and just kind of adjust the price, because I've been trying to play with prices a little bit more. I mean, I try to price my stuff not at the very top, but just below the very top, because I want to have some wiggle room to play. Because I'm trying to maintain a margin. I honestly really need to look at that to see what my actual margins are. But I kind of feel like our margins are probably north of 50% of our items. So I mean, we're doing pretty good with those, and most of the stuff that we buy very, very cheap. So but there are some things that I've taken hits on. So because I bought them cheap, but they sold cheap. I mean, they're just smaller items. So I don't know. I've been selling a lot of those, but I've been listing a bunch of smaller items. I'm just trying to get the store to kind of keep popping. It's not that I'm worried about it, because our performance and everything, we're perfect. I mean, I've got no percentages hardly on any issues. We don't have any, knock on wood, any negative feedbacks or any problems or anything like that. I did have one weird return. I said that I sold a game on Sunday. We talked about the PlayStation 3 game, Guitar Hero. Shipped it out Monday, and Tuesday I got a return request for the game. It hadn't even gotten out of Pensacola yet. I mean, it was still sitting in the post office, hadn't even started yet. So I got a return request, and of course eBay automatically approves those return requests, and they sent it and said, do you want to refund them or do you want to send the label? I'm like, I'm sending the label. But the reason for the request was changed my mind. So it's like, apparently thinks we're Amazon. So I sent them an email, I sent them a label and said, as soon as the item gets there, don't open it, just flip the label on it and send it back. I mean, if you're going to send it back, send it back. But I'm not refunding his shipping. I don't have to. I'm going to keep the shipping because it's not I've just changed your mind. It's one thing if I ship out something, it's damaged, broken or something, I'll eat that. That's on me, right? That's my fault. Or, if it's not my fault, if it got broke, it's just nothing that the customer can do. It's not their fault. So if you're going to ship something back, I'm going to pay for the shipping. But if you're going to send it back because you changed your mind and you literally haven't even received it yet, then I'm going to charge that shipping back. Now, whether he sends it back or not, that's a whole different thing. So, and I went ahead and sent the label right away, even though they hadn't even received the item yet. Now, I probably kind of gone to eBay and said, can we delay this or something? But I decided to go ahead and send the label. And the reason why, it won't probably get there till later this week. He has until October 14th to send it back, which that window, I wish eBay would change that. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me or not, but it is just way too long. You send something, you say you were going to return something, you should have to return that within, you should have to drop it in the mail within 5 days or 7 business days or 5 business days or something like that. This time period is ridiculous. October 14th, he's telling. So I wanted to start that clock and started going. So again, not a huge loss for me. It's $9.99 game, $4.99 shipping. So, or it might have been $5.99 shipping. I think I charged $5.99 shipping on it. So anyway, I'll get the game back and resell it. It'll sell. But I just, I don't know. So it's kind of irritating that it was literally hadn't even received the item yet and already changed its mind. So, and the guy has a feedback rating of 1, me. So there you go. Now, I'm not inclined to think that it's could be a scam, or you could be like hopeful. I'm going to do a return, and I'm going to hope that they just say, "Oh, I'll just keep it." Okay, that's maybe what happened, but I'm not going to go that route. So anyway, he's already processed the return. I sent the label. I get it. If he sends it back, then just keep the shipping. So I'm not out anything, because that kind of comes off. So anyway, so that's kind of what's going on there. I was trying to think of what else. There was something else I wanted to talk about today, but it seems like there's just so much stuff to do. I got a lot of inventory, a lot of listings to do. It's been busy. I'm trying to get in, 100 new listings a week right now, trying to get caught up. And we also have, sourcing that we're going to do this weekend. We got a little time away in October that we're going to be gone to my brother's wedding. So I'll, have to put the store on vacation for a while. But, those things happen. And we're just got a lot of stuff going on, but we'll take the opportunity to source wherever we're at. So we're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to have to really push this. So, but try to see what happens. Anyway, I just think that, I have a few things that I want to talk about. I might do that in Friday's thing. So I did want to leave a story though. I thought this was funny, and nobody else may find this funny. This is non-reselling related, and it cracked me up. And I wonder if anything like this has ever happened to you. So in Florida, we have some of the strange creatures here. We have a lot of things. Even in North Florida, the biggest thing, we have a lot of lizards, and I love the little lizards. They're fine. They eat bugs. They're great. We have a lot of frogs, tree frogs mostly, but a lot of different frogs, like different ones that look really strange. And we have a lot of snakes. This is normal. And we have these little palmetto bugs, which they look like roaches. People call them roaches, but they're palmettos. They're water bugs. And they get in your house because they can squeeze down to a millimeter and crawl through cracks, which is crazy to me. But that's why you have a good bug service. They're coming today, and they'll take care of it, and they're always dead when you find them. And then we get spiders, lots of spiders, but those are normal. So I was brushing my teeth Tuesday night and just kind of going ready for bed. I was tired. It was a long night. And I was kind of rinsing off. I had the sink water running, and I take my toothbrush and rinse it. And I swore that in the drain, I saw something looking at me that was brown and then disappeared. And I thought, well, that's weird. Now the water's running. I thought, well, maybe it was a hairball or something that got in there and floated up to the top while the water was running, and then it took off. But then I swore I saw something, and I was like, well, that's weird. So I pulled the drain up and down a couple times and moved around. I thought, well, maybe it's something that'll just flush down. So I was running the water again, and I swear I saw something again. I'm like, okay, this is really weird. So I turned the water on really fast so I could start to fill the sink up a little bit, so maybe it flowed out. And I turned the hot water on, and sure enough, this little frog about that big comes out of the drain. Now, how it got in there is beyond me, because the doors are this side of the house, and the bedroom's on that end of the house. So now we have dog doors, little dog doors, and our dogs go in and out those doors all day long. And there's times where something will hitchhike on the dog and come back through the dog door with them. And it's not the unheard of to see a frog. I've caught many tree frogs in our bedroom because, the dogs just bring them in accidentally. They don't know, especially the little dog, because, things stick to his fur all the time, and Missy's got fur everywhere. So anyway, so I have no idea. And that's the only thing I can figure is, like, he was living in my sink, and it made me wonder how long he was there. But it was the most funny thing I've ever seen, because it was just like these two little eyes that were peering out at me. I swore I saw. And then I told my wife about it the next morning, and she said, if that had been me, I would have freaked and never gone in the bathroom again. So anyway, you got any interesting creature stories? Tell me about them. I'd love to hear it. But, guys, that's kind of what's been going on. I know that our numbers, and I talked a little bit about that. I got some other stuff that I kind of want to talk about coming up. I've been drafting and trying to get stuff done. I don't know. What are you guys doing to get ready for fourth quarter? Have you checked all your boxes? Because I just did that yesterday and realized that there's some boxes I need to get, because I don't know. I don't have some of the sizes I need. They're like an inch short somewhere or something. So I think I got to order some 8x8 by 5s. I probably need to order something a little bit bigger, like an 11 by 8 by 11 by 8 by 8 or something. I don't know, some big boxes like that. It's just kind of these things I have to ship. Just need the right size box. So it's been interesting as well, trying to figure that out. So got to do an inventory this weekend of a bunch of stuff and kind of figure out what we need. But I think fourth quarter is going to pick up. So if what we're seeing right now is doing good, knock on wood, we're going to see some stuff coming. In case you guys want to see me on a different venue, if you go to the resellers, the Finders Flippers Resellers podcast, I was on there last night, so that'll be coming out this week. I was filling in for one of the hosts that was off. So I'll be on there. Finders Flippers Resell Podcast. Go check us out and make sure you follow and subscribe and follow to those guys as well. If you get a chance, please like and subscribe. Thank you for all the people that have subscribed so far. You guys are wonderful. I love the comments. I love the questions. I like the interaction. It's fun because I love to hear about other people's business too. As a marketing, with my marketing MBA, I basically love marketing stuff. I love that kind of thing, but business is like a big thing for me, and small business. I love that. So I love hearing how your small business is doing and how you're growing and the things that you're doing. I have some stuff coming up that I'm planning. I did have a request to talk a little bit more about comics. I think I'm going to do a weekly comics corner and talk a little bit about comics. Now, I'm no expert in comics. I'm not there's so many people that know so much more, but I am a novice collector, and I do love what I collect, and I'm learning more every day, and that's the whole point of it. And sometimes it's fun to talk about the things that you do know, and then listen to the people that know, talk back and say, these are the things you could learn. I just love doing that. So I listen to a lot of podcasts about comics. I read a lot of stuff about that. So I try to be a student of what I'm selling. So definitely, I'm definitely on the plans to do, and I really want to do something like that. And if there's something else that you guys would like to talk about, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it. I love it. So anyway, I appreciate y'all being here. I hope your week finishes out great. I'll talk again later this week. Hopefully I'll have a bunch of sales to show you on Friday. And this weekend we'll have Sherry on again. At least we plan on it. And so we'll see how things are going at the end of this week. I hope your week is great. Stay safe. I'm David, Breeze Flippers. We'll see you.
Find it, flip it, ship it. Wear Breeze Flippers. Keep it moving.